Jesus Christ. Sorry, I just had to go for a split second there. So I could actually, blow my nose and apparently nearly died choking doing it. So, right, let's go then. So, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, away we go here. Who's going to get a better start? Definitely OG. Perry is off the line very slowly here. The RC Dead on the inside getting a great start as we head down towards turn 1 now. And we've got Lord Hasseldor down the inside. Oh, Nectar! Nectar. No. As we rewatch the start here, Nectar is the one in the middle here, right behind Tepos. He obviously wasn't expecting the break. He wasn't expecting people to get on the brakes when they were, because everyone is gone. Everyone is gone. Manderset's gone. Chrissy's gone. Chrissy's in the wall. Ross is in the wall. Absolute carnage off the start here. 4 guys have just been claimed by the mistake of Nectar on turn 1 there. Wow. That is a wreckage to start with. We've got Bosnian versus Dude here, as Bosnian's got the inside line and will win that one out of the banked right-hand turn. Yeah, it's also got our Faxon here against Mortal. Also, Van der Sek has also hit our Faxon on the way through, and there's a spin there as well, and I think that's Dude. No, it's not the Dude, it's that's Bosnian actually. Bosnian's the one that spun there. I think he was collected on the way through. I'm not entirely sure who hit him, but he did get hit. Dude off the track and almost taken out Pasty in the rejoin. Absolute calamity on the first lap of this race. Dude getting the final corner all wrong and has lost a few positions as a result. We got the top 12 actually relatively close. He's going 3 wide here again. Nectar on the outside off. Faxon with a little tap on the inside. Oh, that's Honey Badger going deep. Honey Badger's gone deep there. Lost 3 positions as a result. He drops down to 12th. That's another one off the track. It is absolute carnage at the start of this race. You got Hasseldor in the top 3 with a half-second penalty, which is impressive in its own right. But the top 3 are very much gone in the distance right now. OG followed by Tepos versus followed by Hasseldor. Then you got Perry in 4th, Turbo in 5th, Mortal is 6th. As you got Pasty in 7th here trying to fight his way. No, Van der Sek, sorry, in 7th trying to fight his way through. Then Pasty headed off the rear pack. As we're just trying to figure out, people are just trying to figure out their spot in this race. Without actually killing everyone else around them would probably be a good start. It's been an absolute carnage of a race already. It's only been 2 laps. Wow, that was something. That was something, that's for sure. We've still got the top. Oh, we've got Nectar against Honey Badger. Honey Badger on the inside, going for P11. Will he get it? On the inside line, will get it. Oh, he has got it for now anyway. Yeah, he's got it. Honey Badger up into 11th. It does pretty well against Nectar there. He took a little bit longer than you would have thought to actually get the move done, but still got it done. As we got Van der Sek versus Mortal here, and Mortal loses out to Van der Sek, who's moved up into 6th now. Oh, that did not look good. Van der Sek just about surviving that. Car looked like it was all over the place. Out of the 90-degree right-hander, he somehow managed to get a grasp of the car entirely, and somehow managed to keep it on track. That was pretty good car control there by Van der Sek. He needed to do so. He needs to get something going. So OG very much in the distance of Tepos, who is on his own in terms of 3rd place. So you got Lord Hasseldor in 3rd place right now, who's fighting with Perry. He's only dropping back towards the rest of the pack rather than actually progressing towards the front 2. There we got Turbo Boy and Van der Sek, Mortal, Pasty and the dude not that far behind, and our Faxon's still there and thereabouts too. We'll figure out where the rest of everyone else is in a minute. We got Honey Badger who's trying to get himself back involved with Nectar, who's got to hold off Bosnian, and then Ross is in 14th after the incident in turn 1, and Chris is in the back of the field. So let's see if we can go back to a battle in the midfield here. Let's see if there's anything really happening in lap 4 of this race. Everyone seems to be right behind each other. They're not really forcing anything. A lot of people realise the mistakes from the first couple of laps and are now not really going for it. Pasty also holding off the dude for now. We got a few cars that are decently close together. No real moves going to be made though. We're going to continue. We're actually going to go towards the front now. Perry has closed in on Asseldor. Asseldor not so much on Tepos and OG, who are very much in the distance. We'll see whether or not the battle for the bottom step of the podium in this sprint will actually happen or have any twists and turns in the next 6 or so laps. At this point in time, Asseldor seems to be in control of it. Perry is getting closer. As the longer we go, the more chance Perry's going to have of making a move. No real changes in the top 8. Actually, no changes whatsoever in the order of the top 8 at the moment. Perry is the closest person to a driver here. He looks like he might be going to the outside against Asseldor. Doesn't go for it in the end, backs out of it, probably wise. You can't really do too wide through there, but I mean, you can, but it's ballsy. I'll tell you, it's definitely that. It's definitely a ballsy move. You see, Asseldor again just not getting the best of exits. That'll allow for Perry to set something up down towards turn 1 here. The RCZ getting nerfed in the update. The Porsche remained untouched. Here comes Perry against Asseldor. Turbo Boy also trying to get his name involved in this little battle. Asseldor keeps himself to the inside and then switches to the outside at the end just to make sure that he has his preferred line, and that line means that he is going to keep 3rd position for now. It's well defended there by Asseldor, knowing where he had to put the car at every opportunity, and Perry's just going to have to sit behind for a little while longer. We saw this with between Orak and Moose yesterday, where it was just a case of one person could just not, Moose could just not get by because Orak knew what he was doing, and Asseldor is well and truly knowing what he's doing in the last couple of laps. Here comes Perry again. Perry this time to the outside of the 90-degree right-hander. Can he get this done this time? Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. Oh, a little bit of contact on the way through. Perry's going to have to touch a little bit of gravel as Turbo Boy goes into the wall. Unabated. No one touched him. He just got that all wrong in terms of the traction. Oh, and Asseldor gets it all wrong on the exit as well. And Asseldor out off the track again, onto the grass. He went onto the gravel a couple of corners ago, now onto the grass and lost from 3rd to 5th. His teammate also into the wall. Perry picked up half a second, so Van der Sek might just waltz on through. But Perry's not going to complain if the guys around him are falling apart at the seams. Tepos has got closer to OG, but OG is still in relative control of this one. The GTR's out in front by quite the distance. You know, Perry followed by Van der Sek, and Asseldor has somehow managed to recover his car. Same with Turbo Boy, who had both recovered his car and not really lost an awful lot of time due to the mistakes. So we got Mortal and the dude, 7th and 8th. Our Faxon looking to try and make a move here on the inside of the dude. Can he get it? And now to the outside of the dude. They're still side by side, going through the right back, the back right. And the dude with the inside line has got a better exit. There's someone into the wall there. I think that's Nectar. I think that is Nectar that's gone straight into the wall on the exit of the corner there. The BMW losing its traction on the throttle. Oh, almost contact there between the dude and our Faxon. Oh, and that's Honey Badger in the wall now as well. And Pasty's got into the grass for some reason. Pasty has waited for Honey Badger here, which probably means that something has happened in that battle happening right there. You've got the dude versus our factors right now as well. That's the closest battle left on the track, I think. And here we got a long train of cars going on here. 11 through at the very most 7. Mortal is still involved in this little train, and I'm not sure if the car in front of Mortal is. I'd be Turbo Boy if it is. We're continuing looking through. Dude and our faction are definitely the closest battle we currently have on the grid, apart from maybe Perry and Van der Stek. Perry, yeah, losing that position on the penalty, which is why we didn't cover it. And yeah, it looks like Perry's not going to really do an awful lot into this 90-degree right-hander, and rightfully so. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get that position from all the way back there. Dude holding off our faction continues as well. There we go, Bosnian and Ross. Bosnian doing enough of a job right now. That car did not look stable out of that 90-degree right-hander though. As we are currently looking through the first couple of sectors. The final couple of sectors, sorry, through this lap, into the final couple of corners of this lap now, as Bosnian still holds off Ross. Chris is in 12th, next to 13th, Pasty 14th, and Honey Badger, yeah, Honey Badger in 15th. So OG is cleared Tepos again. That's probably not where Tepos wants to be. You don't want to be on the grass too much if you can avoid it. And you have Van der Stek and Perry. Looks like Van der Stek is starting to clear Perry as we go along in this one. Perry is close, but probably not within a second. Probably not within much danger of of actually troubling Van der Stek here whatsoever. You've got Hasseldahl there in the distance. He's in the middle of... he's just in a sandwich. He's pretty much the same distance away from Perry as he is his teammate. And then Mortal also probably in the same position with Dude and our faction close to each other, and Bosnian and Ross closer to each other as well. They're probably the two closest battles we've currently got on the track. Oh, Dude did not look good out of that corner there, but he's managed to hold off our faction, who also had a little bit of a slide, which will bring Bosnian and Ross onto the back of these two. Which means we're now going to have a four-way race for the final the final 3 point scoring slots. One of these will miss out, the other 3 will get points. We're on lap 9. I think we're about to head into lap 10. Yeah, we are about to head into lap 10 here. And we are seeing right now whether or not in the last couple of laps as this 5-way now, because Mortal's been brought back into it, will result, or what will this result in? Well, who's going to be the unfortunate soul that doesn't score the points? Because we have a little bit of a train here going from 7th all the way back to 11th. 11th being the first point scoring slot in a sprint race. The top 10 score points. The bottom 5 or 6 in a lobby do not. Depending on how many people are driving, obviously. Ross is trying against Bosnian here, but Bosnian doing enough realistically to hold his ground. It looks like right now everything is going... Oh, it does according to plan, as I was about to say for Bosnian, until it's not. Oh, and there's a collision there as well, and Bosnian goes into the side of Ross as Ross was trying to take the corner. Ross gets by anyway. Manages to hold the car there. But that was a tragic couple of corners there for Bosnian. Onto the gravel in the exit of the 90-degree right-hander, and then up the road as well. And then up the road straight into the side of Ross, and you don't get away with that. Well, you definitely don't get away with that too often anyway. Here comes Ross to the inside, trying to defend his position against Bosnian here. Bosnian trying a little bit of a switchback, doesn't get it. Does not get that at all. It's very much shut off by Ross, as Ross had the inside line. Our faction still being held off by the Dude and by Mortal. As these 3 fight for 7th place now, as the 2 in the background have definitely cleared the, definitely been cleared now. Ross has managed to start to build a bit of breathing room to Bosnian here, as Bosnian is currently sat in the first of the non-point scoring positions. Fastest lap is currently Perry at 18.8. I think he would enjoy that. Yeah, the yellow flag, which means there's a problem, and I think that's Turbo Boy. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. It is an RCZ. We did see it, and again, oh! Absolute calamity there for Turbo Boy. He just got way too much of the outside. Didn't get off of the off of the gravel at any point, and then went onto the grass and tried to put the throttle down. And you're just never going to get away with that. Yeah, that is the easiest way to drop out the position, point scoring positions. I'll give you that much. Here comes our Faxon now on the inside of the dude, as Immortal now pulls across to get the dude some slipstream and try and prevent our Faxon from getting by. Let the dude use Mortal as a little bit of a hole. Mortal comes across the blocker to box in our Faxon too, and that was very, very good teamwork. Exceptionally good teamwork there by Mortal and by the dude. It's not going to be returned though, as dude goes deep, and our Faxon is going to have them both. Oh, the Mortal! Mortal hits the inside of the. Oh my Jesus Christ! All right, let's have this. Let's have a second look at this. So our Faxon's on the inside, gets past Mortal and the dude. Nice little double move. Mortal hits the inside of the dude, which slides the dude. The dude then slides into Bosnian as Bosnian was coming around the corner, and that just propelled the dude into our Faxon. Wow. Here I thought the craziness was done. I was very clearly wrong. Here comes Mortal, Bosnian, and Ross. And they're going to head down towards the 90-degree right-hander now. And a little bit of a collision here between Mortal and Bosnian as they head up the hill now. Mortal is going to hold that position. Maybe Ross can go through the hole. Ross is going to try and go through the hole, but this time it's going to be the outside, which is shut off by Bosnian pretty well. And that's how you defend that, not the way Bosnian did it earlier on in this race. The end of this sprint was an absolute calamity as Mortal goes off the track. The calamity isn't over. The yellow flag being brought out for Mortal. Mortal getting it all wrong. There's also a yellow flag in the background there. We'll go and see what happened. Bosnian gets 6th, Ross gets 7th, Mortal gets 8th, our Faxon's going to get 9th. And I think that was the dude in the background that got the... yeah, it's the dude in the background that just got it wrong. Yeah, too deep. Way too deep. Way too deep. And yeah, as soon as you get on the grass in that corner, that's usually game, set, and match. And yeah, our Faxon goes on through, and Jesus Christ, that was absolutely chaotic. That final lap was as chaotic as the first lap, and I'm not sure that's entirely a good thing. That was all over the place. Just completely all over the place. Wow. Alright, I need to take a probably somewhere between a 5 and a 10 minute break. I need to go and blow my nose again, so that doesn't absolutely kill my sinuses doing this second one. So I will be back shortly once I can find this. Let me just find the sprint very quickly, the feature very quickly, and then I'll get gone while this is loading up. Alright, I'll be back very shortly. Right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm still not 100%. I'm still not 100%. You missed the sprint, which was an absolute carnage, just absolute catastrophe. And I've just got back from taking a very short break, as we are not very long away from going into the feature. So, if you just joined, you've missed the sprint. You haven't missed much else, because I don't actually know, how long was that? Maybe like 5 minutes? I hope it was like 5 minutes and not like 15. But yeah. Alright, time to get into the feature. I see 11, so slightly better. So let's run through the grid very quickly. So we've got Honey Badger on medium tyres to start on pole, or reverse grid pole, and past the, I'm pretty sure, oh, not everybody, so Nectar's yet to learn from his mistake. You're making that, you can't get on the softs to start with. You can't start on the softs because they are so, the reverse strategy, the soft medium is so much slower because of the fuel tanks and etc. that it's just not worthwhile starting on the softs. Dude on the mediums in 5th, Faxed in 6th on the mediums, say Mortal. In 7th, Ross in 8th, Bosnian in 9th. Then you got Asseldor in 10th, Perry starting in 11th, Van der Sek in 12th, Tepos in 13th, OG in 14th, and Chris in 50th. I'm not entirely sure how that came about. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that came about, Chris starting at the back of the grid here. Pretty sure OG won the last race. Yeah, but Lord Hand, you're also in Tier 6. I don't think Tier 6 understand the word strategy. Right, so we've gone through the grid. We're going to get ready to go now then. Wait for the klaxons to sound so we can get going here. 1, and here we go. We're off for the 40-minute feature race now, as Honey Badger's going to get away pretty well off the line. Pasty is not. The Turbo Boy has got a really good line behind him. He's going to go to the outside, try and get... Oh my god, there's carnage already! Oh my... We're going to have to restart all over again just to figure out what the actual hell just happened. In behind you, is it our Faxon, or is it... Or is it dude that's got all the problems here? You go up the hill. There is absolute carnage off the start. We're going to have a look at Nectar. Oh, Nectar! Nectar got it all wrong. Nectar's just got it all wrong. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ, that caused the dude to spin into... There's just so much went wrong there. Perry, I think that's Pasty, yeah. Pasty's at the back, Turbo Boy's at the back. Those two were 2nd and 3rd going up the hill into turn 1. Nectar was 4th, and he's gone to the back now as well. Van der Sek has also gone, so he's had a problem. Let's see what's happened to Van der Sek here. Currently going around the outside into this corner. Is there anything wrong? No, he just goes wide. He just goes very wide. OG and Asseldor are going out after each other. A little bit squeezed there by Asseldor and OG. What the hell was the start to this race? There's already, what, 4 people dead? And we haven't even gone through lap 1 yet. As we continue to go through, everyone is still really close to each other as they go up the hill. OG still fighting Asseldor. You've got Perry just ahead, who's just off the back of Bosnian, who's fighting Ross and Mortal right now, which was the battle we saw right at the end of the sprint race that turned into an absolute calamity as well. So... yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that first lap. Much like there was a lot to unpack in the first lap of the sprint. So there's just everything that happened. Here comes Ross to the inside of Mortal. Will he get it done? And yeah, there's a lot. There's well done there by Ross. It's Perry also trying to go for something now. Gets it on Bosnian. Had the inside line on Bosnian. Look at it. Also Asseldor looking to follow through the hole created as a result. But Bosnian's going to fire straight back and get the position back on Perry, and in turn allowed for Asseldor on the inside line. Asseldor's now going to have a real good go at this. I think OG's trying to make himself involved as well. OG's having a bit of a nightmare going through the corner there. Oh, OG going a bit deep. Still getting the move done though. That's a pretty nice move in the end, even if he realised it very late. Perry's lost out a couple of positions there. Oh, Bosnian sliding the car. OG gets past Asseldor as well. There's a lot that's happening all at once, and not a lot that I could keep up with. They also got Terpos, who's trying to get himself involved as well now, as he realises he needs to get to OG as soon as physically possible. He's going to try and do this by following the hole created by Asseldor here against Perry. Terpos on the inside gets by Perry, and is past Perry. And now has an immediate shot at Asseldor. He's going to go on the inside here against Asseldor. Is he going to have it? No, he is not. Oh, that's OG on the gravel, though. OG is on the gravel. Asseldor goes by. OG went deep. Gets punished for it. Perry is still here as well. This is 4 or 5 people just tossing it out. And Tapos now to the inside of Perry. Chris is trying to follow through the hole created, if there is one. And there isn't one created, so Chris is going to have to sit for a little while longer, as we've still got OG versus Asseldor in front. And everything is just going through bit by bit, and there's just it's one battle after another right now, where a lot of things could go wrong but aren't going wrong. The mistakes of certain people are just coming into play early in this one. We've had 4 people who had either span out or span off the start of the race. Oh, there goes Perry, and there goes Perry. Did the exact same thing the dude did at the end of the sprint race. Too much on the grass on the outside, and that will always make your car spin. Always. That's just going to make it go straight to the wall, as we've got Asseldor versus OG once again up the hill. RCZ versus GTR. Who's going to win this one? The inside line for OG. A little bit of contact. Oh, that's... I see that as... So the stewards have actually gone through that, and I'm not entirely sure the reasoning of the hit to the curb didn't cause the contact. I'm not entirely sure about that one. It does look like OG gets a little bit propelled by that curb, but each to the road, I guess. But it means that OG gets past Asseldor, the protest, and the car in the gravel there. Oh, and it didn't look good. I think that's Pasty. Yeah, that was Pasty, and Turbo Boy also involved. Turbo Boy's got damage. Yeah, it's Turbo Boy who spat on the result of Pasty getting it all wrong, and then being slow on the racing line. Wow, there's another incident in this race. So someone else has had a bit of a problem. It's Pasty into the grass this time. There is just carnage everywhere. Everywhere you look, there is something going on. We've got Asseldor versus Tapos versus OG still happening here. Mortal has cleared a little bit here as he goes up towards turn 1 now, and we've got Bosnian and Ross in front of that. They're in a little bit of a battle, but it's not a significant battle before our Faxid and Dude up ahead. Those two have been joined together at the hip so far in this race. With both races in this round as a whole. So they're currently second and third, and Honey Badger is gone. Someone is in the pits. Amanda second in the pits. He's coming onto the medium tyres. He's pitted on lap 4 for some reason. Let's see what else is going on here. So right now, I think the closest battle on the grid, right, is Tepos versus Asseldor here. And yeah, it doesn't look like a lot is happening up the hill. Tepos is realistically not getting past Asseldor at this point in time. Maybe if he can, it may be going down towards turn 1. That might be the case. As for your comment, Lord Hans, about soft starters in most, if not all tiers, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They're wrong. They are on the wrong strategy. And I would also agree that they don't really know about strategy either, or have not driven in the league long enough to know the correct strategy. Either or, one of the two is probably true. So yeah, I am in agreement with your statement. It's just that tier 6 it works better because everyone else is a bit slower. That's the nature of being in the lowest tier is. Let's see what else is happening on the grid right now, if anything. So Honey Badger is still in the distance. So you got Dude followed by our Faxon. They're close, but not really close to a battle tanks at this point in time. Let's see if our Faxon's going to be able to close things as we go off into this feature race. Well, lap 6 of what should be 30. As Ross is in 4th, Bosnian in 5th, Mortal in 6th right now. And then you've got OG in 7th, Anton, Asseldor, sorry, in 8th. You've got Tepos right behind him. Really getting up now. Will there be a move this time? Tepos has moved to the inside. He's made his intentions clear. Can he get the move on the inside of Asseldor here? He's gonna go for it. Tepos on the inside, Asseldor on the outside, and Tepos with the inside line will win through turn 2 and then get the position off of Asseldor. Up tape goes Tepos. A little bit of a moment there as Asseldor is going to come straight back against Tepos into turn 4. Will he get it? They're still side by side. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel bang in there. Round the outside goes Asseldor, maybe for a little bit of a switchback attempt. No, he doesn't have the speed, and in turn Tepos is finally going to hold this position. And Tepos is actually up into 8th until Asseldor goes up the hill, tries it on Tepos, and makes it stick. And makes it stick as well. It was deep, it was ballsy, but he's picked his spot, and I think he caught Tepos out a little bit there. It was a bold move. It's not a move I was expecting him to make whatsoever, as you can tell from the fact that I thought Tepos had the position sealed away. It's not the case. Asseldor makes a pretty good move there in the beginning of the 3rd sector. Let's see if there's anything else up the grid. Our Faxon is now close to the Dude. Ross is also trying to get himself onto the back of this. We're now going to watch the battle for 2nd place. It's a 3-way battle as it stands. And our Faxon in that Jaguar, probably a little bit mismatched between the two of them. We'll see if there's any real way to continue that, if our Faxon could prove that wrong going through this one. And it looks like our Faxon's going to stick in 3rd. Dude's going to continue in 2nd. He gets a good enough exit so our Faxon doesn't get alongside. And they continue up the hill. No one's sliding through this corner. So right now, the top 2, 3, and 4 were very much in control of their cars. They're doing pretty good jobs in this race so far. As they now go down the straight onto lap 9. Dude, so it's Honey Badger from the Dude, from our Faxon, from Ross as the top 4, Bosnian also thereabouts in the top 5. And trying to keep things moving along here is Dude and our Faxon continuing to go through the 1st sector. They're challenging each other, but they're not really making an overtake, or attempting to make an overtake, especially from our faction, or by Ross here, who's trying to get himself desperately involved, and will get himself involved now. That little bit of a slide is going to drag our faction to Ross before it gets him to the dude. Ross is going to have a good go at this. He's going to peer himself to the outside. He's gone alongside. Maybe a switchback attempt. No, he doesn't go for it. Could have. Absolutely could have stuck it around the outside, trying to hold on, but probably wise not to in the end, just for self-preservation's sake. More than anything else. I'm pretty sure he'll get another shot at our faction before the end of this one. So, dude has now got breathing space. He's currently in second. He's got breathing space. You've got Honey Badger in the lead by a lot at this point in time. You got our faction and Ross, third and fourth. They're still fighting it out as they go along. They're trying to get those two trying to just jostle for position here a little bit. Try and get themselves back into the range of the dude. Bosnian is starting to catch up, as he is trying to also put his name in the hat realistically at the end of this one. And it doesn't look like they're going to catch up to the dude anytime soon in this little battle between our faction and Ross. It is still continuing on. The Sardegna does not give you a lot of overtaking opportunities. I think Bosnian just had an absolute nightmare in the background there, and he's lost all his progress towards the front four, and is now at the mercy of OG, who's going to go to the inside here. A little bit. No, he's actually got it. There's no contact whatsoever there. That was just clean on the inside. OG getting through. Bosnian made to pay really quickly for his mistake there at the banked right-hander in the second sector. And when you make that kind of mistake, you're going to get someone who did, what was it, like 1,000 laps of practice over the week. You're going to get punished real quick. The second, third, and fourth, are still really close to each other. Bosnian's now being chased down by Mortal as he tried to hold ties with OG. Then you got Asseldor. Tepos has realistically not been able to make inroads in this race. Especially not on OG anyway, who won the sprint race, remember. He was battling Tepos for that win, and Tepos has realistically been stuck in the pack for the first 11 laps of this one. They are Nectar. And Chris is 11th right now as well. Turbo Boy is still trying to recover from his numerous errors. Same with Pasty and Perry. And Van der Sek, who started in this race, is gone. So first has a bit of breathing room. Second, third, and fourth are in a pack, but then a lot of room between them and OG, who currently sat himself in fifth after Bosnia's mistake. So got a bunch of trains forming, but not a lot of overtakes or insights for a move, or even setups for an opportunity at this point. A couple of the guys are going, looking at things, but not really testing the waters, not really going for any sort of move that could change something right now, as these three are still roughly the same distance apart, and therefore we're not going to get anything in this one corner, and those three are going to stay as they were. OG is starting to close in, but not by an awful lot. You got Bosnian not that far behind him now. He's actually managed to do well to hold on reasonably well after his mistake. Then you've got Mortal, and I think that's Asseldor just starting to catch back up. The middle of the pack is a lot more congested, albeit not really closer than the front of the pack. We'll see if things are going to change as we go along. I assume they would. Tire wear and everything of that nature will eventually become a factor. Oh, Bosnian having a little bit of a slide again, coming out of the uphill 90-degree right-hander. You're not going to get to survive too many of those, so you might want to put a limit on those now, as front three have started to get themselves really close to each other now. We're on lap 12. And I know that the Mazda could go from here somehow, even though it's not the best car on tyres. Because Capello was debating the strategy, and we saw someone in, I think it might have been Fracas in Tier 5 pit extraordinarily early last night and get all the way to the end anyway. Actually, it was Orak who pitted lap 12 and got to the end on the McLaren. So we know the strategy can be done if people want to pit really early. That's going to be a gamble nonetheless. The undercut does work. Especially if you've got the tyres to last at the end. But we've got our Faxon here still behind the dude. Dude's still hanging on to second right now. Then we've got our Faxon and Ross third and fourth. OG still fighting off Bodnian for fifth and sixth. And Mortal and Asseldor also staking their names in the pot for fifth and sixth right now as well. But they're not really close enough to the front of the pack here, which these three are definitely also separated by from Honey Badger by a serious amount as we go. We're going to continue down onto lap 14. Wondering when these guys are going to choose that it's their time to pit. The Dodge has the worst of the three tyres at the front. I would imagine that Mortal probably in the same boat further down the grid as well. As we have someone in the pit. Nectar is now in the pit. Let's see whether he can try and recover, because he's not had the greatest of starts. He's all made from the first mistake of the first corner. Turbo in 11th, Chris in 10th, Tepos in 9th. They're all in their own little worlds. They are, yeah, Mortal and Asseldor are fighting. Mortal's tyres are definitely worse on pretty much all accounts than Asseldor. Forgot who I was talking about there. Lost the train of thought for a split second. We got a... Oh, that did not look good for Mortal. Mortal just went a bit deep there. Mortal definitely went deep. Everyone has stayed out one more lap. We're on to lap 15 now. Yeah, Mortal got it all wrong there. Nothing happening up front. Let's see if there's anything happening for 7th. Here comes Asseldor on the outside. But maybe touching a little bit too much gravel there on the outside to realistically stake a claim for the outside line. And yeah, if you're going to do that, the Mortal's just going to go, that's fine. And he's going to continue to hold 7th place for as long as he pleases. If you're going to drive an attempt to overtake like that, even though Mortal himself onto the grass there. Might be starting to struggle with the car's tyres in this one. We'll see if that comes into play at some point at the end of their stints. Knowing that the Dodgers tyre wear is significantly higher than everything else, especially on this grid anyway. It's very interesting to see how long they're going to take these medium tyres. Asseldor is close, but again, still not close enough. The dude, Faxon and Ross are still close, but again, not close enough, as Ross is now headed straight for the pit lane. As our Faxon now doesn't have Ross to worry about. He can see if he can try and make a quick move or two on the dude. Try and open something up, because he's been stuck here since the word go. And since the incident in turn 1, he's been stuck behind the dude, and the dude doesn't seem to be relenting anytime soon. He's got worse tyres by a mile, especially on that right hand side than our Faxon. The Jaguar taking care of its tyres reasonably well right now. OG is currently still ahead of Bodnian. Bodnian is trying, but all he can do right now is hang on to the back of OG rather than make any sort of advances into the back, OG's space. There we go, Mortal, followed by Asseldor. Here we go, Asseldor to the inside now. Doesn't go for it. Albeit he looked for it. Oh, Mortal's on the gravel. Mortal is in the gravel for a split second, and that's lost him 2 positions. Astrodor goes by default, and the Tepos with a little late lunge to get by, but using the speed he took through the corner, manages to get by on the Viper. And there you go, 2 positions lost for Mortal in 1 corner, down from 6th to 8th. Astrodor and Tepos are there, and it looks like we're getting multiple cars into the pits here. Mortal stays out 1 more. Dude stays out. OG stays out, even though he has no front left tyre at all. Front right tyre at all, sorry. So this could be a very interesting lap here for OG, considering Bodnian has got all the tyres on him as of right now. If Bodnian's not going to get a better time to get past OG than right now. He's got to get it done this lap, realistically, because everyone else is going to pit at the end of this lap. So you would assume Dude, OG, Bodnian, Mortal, I think Chris as well. Because Honey Badger is the first of the one that didn't pit. Ross has managed to jump our Faxon. The undercut working for him there. And Bodnian, oh, OG sliding his way through! Bodnian's got to the inside, can he do it? OG's gonna have worse tyres. Bodnian should just be hanging out on the outside. Bodnian should just be going for this. He's just seen that OG's had a mistake, force him into another. But he is not doing it. He's not gone for it at all. And there we go. He gets it right at the end of the lap until right there, where he almost loses control of the car. OG is staying out yet another lap, which is an extremely interesting call. Dude and Bodnian and Mortal and Chris in. And the only one now left to pit is OG, which is... he doesn't have the tyres for this. And surely a couple of laps of dead softs would be quicker than a couple of laps of dead mediums. I am surprised at the choice here by OG, but it is what it is. As he's coming out, who's going to be in the lead? Honey Badger is in the lead. They're both on the softs. Dude has fresher softs than Honey Badger by, I think, a couple of laps. But that gap has been shrunk. That gap is nothing now. Honey Badger has got a gap. He had an extremely big gap when he came into the pits originally. That gap does not exist anymore. Also, Ross has jumped our Faxon quite comfortably, as Ross is now set up in net P3, our Faxon in net P4, Tapos ahead of Mortal, and trying to make something work here. We got Asseldor's in 8th now, who was ahead of Mortal and ahead of Tepos. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. So you've got Bodnian, and then you've got Nectar and Chris. We're actually going to watch Nectar and Chris here as Chris goes to the inside up the 90-degree right-hander. Is he going to get it? He will. That's a nice little move. And I think Hasseldor's made another mistake. Yeah, Hasseldor's made another mistake. I'm not entirely sure what it is this time. Oh no, where is Hasseldor? What happened to Hasseldor? Oh, he's DT. Okay, that was extremely confusing. OG, where's OG going to come out then? There's Tepos. He is not going to beat Tepos out. He's not even going to beat Mortal out. Is he going to beat Bodnian out? He isn't going to beat Bodnian out. Bodnian's got in front. The extra lap there on the dead tyre has managed to push Bodnian back in front. Oh, that's a immediate gravel for OG. That will open the door here for Chris, if Chris wants to take it. Chris is going to go to the inside here against OG. A little bit of contact, I think, but Chris has got himself in front nonetheless. Well, there you go. So we're down 2 drivers now. One rage quit, a disconnect, I believe. And it looks like, as it stands, you've got Honey Badger from the Dude. The Dude is closing in. The Dude is definitely closing in on Honey Badger here. Can Honey Badger hold on for the next, 11 or so laps? He's got to hold on until the Dude's tyres die. Then you got Ross in 3rd, who is comfortably ahead of our Faxon, but Again, Ross is nowhere near the dude, so he's kind of just floundering in third at the moment. Back to similar position in fourth, Tepos in fifth, Mortal in sixth. He's not really doing anything here at all. He's assumed the normal Viper role of ending sixth in a race. Here comes a battle here between OG and Chris. OG looked like OG had it won, but his slide there on the inside after turn one just proving detrimental enough that he's got to go for it here. He had the battle extended just a little bit longer because of his slide from OG, but he's finally got the move done and he's overtaken Chris again here. Up to 8th he goes. Next currently in 10th, Turbo Boy in 11th with a penalty, which is, I would say, would be impressive, but Perry is also in 12th with a half-second penalty, which is absolutely outstanding. I still don't know how people were getting penalties in this race. And Pasty is tailed off at the back. Chris is not really getting close to OG, albeit OG is not driving with any sort of confidence right now. Looks like he is all over the place at every opportunity. Bodnian is in front of him by quite some distance now. We've got a Mortal and Tepos and back to the front, I guess. As we go, look at this battle is closed in. It's only taken 2 laps, but this battle is closed in significantly. The dude has caught up to Honey Badger. Can the dude make a move? An early move could probably seal this off. The longer he waits, the worse his tyre wear is going to be, the better this is going to be for Honey Badger. So Honey Badger just needs to defend like his life depends on it right now against the dude. Ross is in the distance there. He's not going to be challenging at realistically any point unless these two hold each other up by quite some distance. The dude's going to go alongside now on Honey Badger. They're going to go side by side up the hill, but the dude gets too much of the inside curb. And yeah, that's going to be Honey Badger's position all over again. I think it's a bit too overzealous by the dude, trying to take what he saw with an opportunity, but it took too much of it. And got too much to the inside, and caused that to fall apart very quickly. We've still got the dude and Honey Badger. They're still going at it. The rest of the grid seems fairly spaced out right now. About 2 or 3 seconds probably splits everyone on the grid. Right now, it looks like Honey Badger's got control of this. Albeit he did just drive in the grass a little bit there on the exit of the first sector. Or the final corner on the first sector, shall I say. He's dirty in the tyres. I know that I said to defend for your life, but I also said that but it's also wise to keep the tyres. That's going to be a main advantage over the dude come the end of this one. Honey Badger again playing with, dicing with fire a little bit here. In this time it's, oh, he's got a half second. This time he's got a half second on the outside of the 90-degree right-hander, and the dude overtakes on the inside for the lead of the race. Honey Badger is dancing with fire here. It's not good whatsoever for him. That half-second penalty just adding insult to injury. The dude is now clear. The dude has a battle, has a gap up front. And after months of saying this league is a joke when it comes to his driving standards, the dude has a chance to win a race. And it looks like a little bit of a concern here for Honey Badger. He's in the gravel and in the grass in every other corner at this point. He needs to get this car under control, and under control quickly, because he is starting to lose it. And this time Ross is going to be the one that overtakes him if he is going to make another mistake. And he has brought Ross and R-Faxon into this. As Honey Badger just making multiple errors in like 3 or 4 in a row on back-to-back corners there. Hand dude the lead on a silver platter, and now having to defend from Ross just to get something going. He will have the tyres at the end of this race. The tyres will come back to him. So the dude needs as much of a gap as he can physically get. We're on lap 23. We're about to head to lap 24 of 30. And it doesn't look like Ross has been able to take advantage of the mistakes from Honey Badger. So, Ross unable to make the move stick against Honey Badger on the last lap, and Honey Badger is now starting to clear a little bit of distance. Just a little bit of breathing room here for Honey Badger. See if that breathing room turns into a charge back against the dude. Bear in mind, the dude's in a Viper. The tyres on the Viper is not good. They never are, and they never will be. ALR, it's American muscle car, so, you know, it just chews through everything in existence. Now, Facted versus Ross here. Ross is a little bit of a squeeze there against our Facted. He's just, by just sticking to the inside line there, as our Facted was trying to put himself alongside, didn't get alongside, so Ross defending aggressively but well, and definitely within the limits. As we continue to watch for the battle for the podium here. There's still a battle for a race win to come at the end of this one. But right now, the battle for the podium is front and center. Here comes our Facted on the outside of Ross. Will our Facted get it? No, he's gone way too deep. Way too deep into turn one. And now he might be at the mercy of Tepos rather than getting his attack at Ross. Our Facted tried to land his shot and missed. He came and he missed. But this time with a beautiful switchback, he doesn't miss on Tepos though. That is a beautiful move, or a momentarily beautiful move from our Facted, as Tepos just takes that right back. Just like, nope, not having that disrespect. It has that position regained immediately on the inside of the banked right hand turn. Tepos seems to be seemingly unleashed a little bit here, driving without pressure since last week, and everything is going on. Everything that was going on with Elite, and then Elite left the service. So Tepos seems to have managed to put everything behind him, get himself nailed onto the track, and see if he could put two and two together. He had an all-right start to the season, but this race has been. These two races have been the ones that have propelled him to the next level, realistically. He's been at the front he's been towards the front in both of them. We'll see if there's a move on Ross yet to come. But Ross just right now did enough to get rid of our Facted. He did a great defensive move, and then he did and then he let our Facted try and pick his spot on the outside, and our Facted did pick his spot, but missed wildly, and that allowed for Ross to get some breathing room. But Ross has also been well and truly cleared at this point by Honey Badger, who is closing back in on the dude. We might have one hell of an end to this race, because we are going to be on lap. We're currently heading towards the end of lap 26. We will go 30 laps, especially at the front. So, the real question is Honey Badger going to be able to get back to the dude in 4 laps? As of right now, it doesn't look like anyone's going to get to Ross out of there in the next 4 laps either. Tepos is definitely pushing, but we'll see whether or not that Nissan GTR had enough on its tyres to realistically continue to actually force something to happen. Our Facted is also starting to drop off these two just a little bit. I think he will take 5th. I think he might be a little bit annoyed with the fact that he could have had more, but I think he would take 5th nonetheless. Mortal has a penalty, and then you've got Bosnian behind him, who is getting really close. The Mercedes at the end of this race are on fire right now. They are absolutely blowing through at the moment. That buff has seemed to put the Mercedes on the map a little bit. The OG in 8th, which is a relatively disappointing showing given what he showed us in that sprint race. Mortal's got a half-second penalty, so Mortal will lose that position. It might bring him close to OG come the end of this one. Then we've got Chris and Turbo Boy and Perry and Nectar currently at the having a little battle themselves for the final, for the first 3 double digit scores, I guess. 10th, 11th and 12th on the actual grid itself. OG is not anywhere near close enough to Mortal, who was overtaken by Bosnian after the penalty. So Bosnian gets himself up into 6th. That Mercedes should have better tyres than that Viper, so Mortal should not be that much of a problem to Bosnian for the rest of this one. And there you can see one flick of the screen is enough to show you that in the bottom left hand corner that those tyres are significantly worse off on the Viper. Yeah, our Faxon is now tailed off from Tepos and Ross. Tepos has got close to Ross, and so has Honey Badger the Dude. Let's see, with 2 laps left to go, if there's anything left in this. Oh, there's a bit of a battle going on behind. Tepos looked for it. As we were looking at the background there, Tepos looked to get against Ross there. But Ross seemingly survives for a little while longer. So there you go, as he goes, here we go, Tepos on the outside, going down towards turn 1, let's see if anything's going to happen. He's got the outside line against Ross here. But Ross just sits himself in the best position possible again. Doesn't pick the inside line, doesn't pick the outside line, but just goes straight through the middle of the corner. And that is effectively impossible to get by, especially if you're not alongside and not allowed the space. Tepos is starting to get alongside, Ross has slid the car! Ross has slid the car, that will give the position to Tepos. Tepos has managed to take advantage of the one mistake I've seen from Ross today. The one error, and it's come back to bite him, possibly bite him for a podium position. We're in the 39th minute of 40 now. As we're continuing to watch this battle now, Ross has just lost out massively to Tepos in the end of this one. We've got a Honey Badger on the charge. Right now, Honey Badger is closing in, dude. We've got one more lap of this race to go. They're going to get over comfortably for lap 30. Most of this grid probably gets over comfortably for lap 30, to be completely honest, with about 28 seconds left on the clock before it goes to the 40 minutes, and that'll be the end of the race. The only person that probably doesn't make lap 30 is Pasty. He's only in the middle of lap 29 at this point in time. We'll continue to watch to the front as we see Honey Badger is closing in but running out of time. He is on the last lap now. This is it. This is the last shot. There is one last, realistically one last chance here for Honey Badger as he goes down towards the 90-degree right-hander. That was realistically it. If he might get one more shot at the top of the hill here. If he does, he's gonna have to take it. He's going for it. You can tell he's going for it. He's on the outside of the dude here. Looks for a little bit of a switchback. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact there. And it just looks like, actually, Honey Badger just let off. Honey Badger let off. And dude is going to win the race as a result. Wow. Honey Badger gets to the end and then, I assume, backs off because he may have hit the dude. It didn't look like there was much in there, if anything at all. We're going to have a very quick look at this again because this... I want to know if there was anything in this. I want to know if there's anything in this. He goes round right for the end of this racing. Interesting. So Honey Badger lets off and lets Dude through. And Dude's going to win the race as a result of it. Fair play. I mean, I admit I wouldn't have done it. Don't see anything wrong there. But yeah, Tapos is going to get third. Ross gets fourth in the end. Arfax at fifth. Who's going to get sixth? Monty gets sixth. Mortal just about beats OG to the line in a drag race. There is the Viper wins that. Chris gets over the line in ninth. Turbo Boy's going to end in 10th. Perry's going to end in 11th, which is a very bad showing for him. And then Nectar is going to come over in 12th, and that will be the end of that one. Wow. There was one massive incident at the end of the race where Honey Badger let off for the Dude. I'm not sure he should have. I'm really not sure he should have. Admittedly, if it was me, I sure as hell wouldn't have. Dude made a mistake, came back on, and he was the one who slid into Honey Badger, in my opinion. But I mean, each to their own. Fair play. Wow, that was just chaos from start to finish in both races. The lap ones on both races in Tier 2 were an utter catastrophe. But either way, Dude picks up his first win since Season 8. OG wins his debut when it came to the sprint race, and that is everything that we have for Tier 2 today. And with that, I wish everyone a good day. If you were watching this, you have a race tonight, good luck. In a bit.